Good morning, students. We'll continue with Standard 8, Science, Lesson 10, Reaching the Age of Adolescence. Now we have talked about the change in the body shape and voice. Let us refer the figure 10.2. This is Adam's apple. The growing voice box in boys can be seen as a protruding part of the throat called Adam's apple. There is no such thing in girls. Generally, girls have a high pitched voice, whereas boys have a deep voice. Next point is increased activity of sweat and sebaceous glands. There is increase in secretion of sweat glands and sebaceous glands, that is, oil glands. Due to this, young boys and girls get acne or pimple on their face because of the increased activity of the glands in the skin. Next point is development of sex organs. At puberty, male and female sex organs develop. The testis begins to produce sperms. Ovaries enlarge and eggs are produced in it. Next is reaching mental, intellectual and emotional maturity. These changes are a natural part of growing up. During adolescent stage, there is change in person's way of thinking. They become more independent, they become self-conscious, so adolescents spend more time in thinking. Due to all these things, the hormonal changes, sometimes they feel insecure as they try to adjust to the changes in the body and mind. So these were all the primary sexual characters. Since we have talked about these primary sexual characters, now we will learn about secondary sexual characters. Secondary sexual characters are controlled by sex hormones. Male and female are distinguished by certain characters. In males, facial hair growth takes place, that is, mustache and beard develop. They have deep voice. They develop hair on the chest. Hair grows under arms. Shoulder become broad. Height also increases. The reproductive organ, testes develop and produce gamete, that is sperms. In case of females, breasts begin to develop at puberty. Development of mammary glands takes place. Their voice becomes shrilled. Menstrual cycle begins for 3 to 5 days if there is no fertilization. Pelvic region widens. Reproductive organ, ovary develops and produces ova. There are certain glands which are formed by a group of cells. They are of two types, exocrine and endocrine glands. Let us study exocrine glands. Few glands such as sweat glands, oil glands, salivary glands, they release the secretion through ducts. They are called exocrine glands. They secrete enzymes. Example is liver. Next is endocrine gland. These glands are without ducts. They secrete hormones. Example, thyroid gland. As there is no duct, the secretion is directly sent through blood. Endocrine glands release hormones into the bloodstream to reach a particular body part called target site. The target site responds to the hormones. Let us deal with the topic hormones. Hormones are the chemicals that control certain mechanism in our body secreted by endocrine glands. Characteristics are: first, they act on specific target organ. It has particular function for particular organ. Next, it reaches the target through blood. They are secreted in very small amount. Different endocrine glands, they perform huge functions. So this is all about hormones. Now let us study about the different endocrine glands. Let us deal with the reproductive phase of life in humans. When testes and ovaries begin to produce gametes, adolescents become capable of reproduction. The capacity for maturation and production of gamete lasts for a much longer time in males than in females. At the age of 10 to 12 years, female reproductive phase begins and it lasts till the age of 45 to 50 years. The ova begin to mature with the onset of puberty. One ovum matures and is released by the ovaries once in about 28 to 30 days. The wall of the uterus becomes thick to receive the egg. If fertilization takes place, it results in pregnancy. If no fertilization takes place, blood vessels break, causing bleeding in women called menstruation. Menstrual cycle begins at puberty, is called menarche. It stops at the age of 45 to 50 years, which is called menopause. It can be regular or irregular. It is controlled by hormones. When fertilization takes place, zygote is formed. We have studied about the thread-like structure present in nucleus of a cell. Human beings have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Two chromosomes are sex chromosomes named X and Y. A female has two X chromosomes, while a male has one X and one Y chromosome. So, this is the difference seen in the male and the female.